بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي أسبغ علينا نعمه ظاهرة وباطنة. الحمد لله الذي لولاه لمتنا. الحمد لله الذي لو أحصينا نعمه علينا ما بلغنا لها عددا ولا عرفنا لها حدا. الحمد لله الذي هو رؤوف بعباده، رحمن بعباده، ورحيم بعباده المؤمنين. الحمد لله على كل ما أولى وأعطى لنا من نعم وخيرات، أحمده حمد الشاكرين. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين الذي كان شاكرا لنعم ربه، الذي أدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وأنعم عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. All praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Lord. Peace and blessing be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. يقول الله تبارك وتعالى في محكم التنزيل: وخلق الإنسان ضعيفا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his noble book Al-Quran Al-Kareem says, man created weak. So we have different weakness in our lives. In every aspect of our life we have weaknesses. Because of that we need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this life is running. Because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this life is built in a great system. Every single person is contributing in the cycle and in the system of the life, and the life is being running and keep on going. All of that because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to focus and talk about one of our weaknesses. Our weakness, which is the weakness of needing the food. No food, no life. Nobody can survive and keep being alive without the food. The food is a great ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is a great blessing. Is a ni'mah and blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about in different verses in the Quran. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in 2 chapters, in 2 surahs, talks in details about ni'matul ta'am, the blessings of food. In Surah Al-An'am, chapter number 6, and also in Surah Al-Nahl, chapter number 16. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about how great this ni'mah is, and how people maintain it, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made people lose it. فكفرت فأذاقها الله لباس الجوع والخوف بما كانوا يصنعون. Allah gave an example of a village. They were eating and having enough food, but they disbelieved in the bounty, in the ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them to taste the hunger in the feed. We may not know the value and the importance of the food because we did not live during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The time that people tie stone in their stomachs for hunger. The time that beggars, when they come out begging, they don't beg for money, as a lot of beggars do nowadays in our life. But during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, beggars beg for food. Just food, that's what they need. One bowl of milk, that's a meal that's going to carry you over for days. The time that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, اتقوا النار ولو بشق تمرة. Fear hellfire. Protect yourself from hellfire. Even with giving a sadaqah, the sadaqah that's a half of a date, a half of a tamr, which is nothing now. It's not a snack, half of a date. 3 pieces of dates, that's a meal for someone. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself spent a month without fire being on in his house, meaning that nothing being cooked in his house. In a lot of people in that situation. We may not know the value and the importance of the food because we do not live in a countries or in a places where sometimes people work not to get paid money. They work to get paid and given food. The happiest person in these places is the person who sleeps with full stomach. I believe that every one of us in this masjid is having 3 meals a day, and he can have more. And when I talk about one meal, I'm talking about different types of food. Rice, and meats, vegetables, fruits, and a lot of things. And all of that is blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us and give us more. But whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a bounty, gives you a ni'mah, gives you blessings, you are responsible for that blessings. You have to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But not realizing the importance and the value of the food, the ni'mah of the food, may make you extravagant. Do the extravagance, being spendthrift, mubaddir, being mubaddir. In this practice, التبذير, extravagance is something noticed in the Muslim communities. And you notice that when you are invited for a food, for dinner or lunch, if you have 3 people, the food that will be prepared for them is going to be for 15 or more people. In some cultures, in some Muslim countries, it's a wajib. It's something mandatory. When you have 1 guest, you have to slaughter a whole sheep. I've been in that situation. Me and the person who invited me, having 1 sheep on the table, 50 pounds or 60 pounds, and rice and other types of food. No way for us to consume all of that food. If we're dinosaurs, we may. But there won't be no way for 2 people to eat all of that food. And when you talk to people asking them about such practice, why they do this, they believe it comes from the teachings of Islam. It derived from the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, "Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyukrim ضيفه." The person who believes in Allah and in the hereafter shall be generous with his guests. That's true. But generosity and extravagance are 2 distinct things. Are 2 different things. We cannot mix them together. No one can prevent you from making different types of food. That's fine. Be generous. And cook different types of food for your guests. But make sure that whatever you cook is suitable for the number of people that will eat and will be in that gathering. Make sure that the food you prepare and you make will be suitable for the number of people that will come and eat in that gathering. And unfortunately, people believe that that's generosity. I've been invited, Mohamed or Khalid invited me. When he invited me, we had a lot of food, different type of food. He is generous. That's not generosity. This is something that we have to change. That's extravagance. That's extravagance. Having a lot of food, and people will never consume that. And after that, it will be waste. We have to change that. That's not extravagance. That's not generosity, that's extravagance. We have to be generous. Being generous does not require to be spendthrift. To be spendthrift. You don't have to be mubaddir. So we have to change that. Make food that's suitable for the number of people that will come and eat from that in that gathering. Sometimes people, after any meal they have, after any gathering they have, what's going to happen to the left food is going to be waste. That wasted food, wallahi al-azim, is a key and a ticket for you to go to paradise. The reason why I'm saying this, because of a clear or a well-known hadith that most of us know it. The hadith of that prostitute woman during the time of the Israelites, Banu Israel, who gave water to a thirsty dog. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all of her sins. Just giving the dog water. So what about this left food? If you give it to the neighbors, if you pass it to those who are needy, if you give it to the birds, we have a lot of birds around. You can put it in your you can put it in your window or put it anywhere near the house. We have a lot of birds coming in, they can eat from it. That could be a ticket for you to paradise. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Fi kulli kabdi ratabatin ajr." In every wet liver, an ajr, a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you give water to any living things, to human or animal, it doesn't matter. You have ajr by making the liver wet. So what about giving food? This is something serious you have to think about. Make a plan to be feeding animals, cats, birds. Simple things in Islam are significant in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you have a clean niyyah, clean intention. And that shows the greatness of Islam. You can do simple things and you secure a place for you in paradise. And also this proves that Islam is the deen of peace. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha ghayruh. Islam is the deen of peace. Because Islam is calling for being obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And living in peace together with anybody, a believer and non-believer, a human or animal. We have to have mercy among each other. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in an authentic hadith, "Man la yarham al-nas, la yarhamuhu Allah azza wa jalla." The person who does not have mercy towards people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never have His mercy upon him. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not say, whoever does not have mercy towards Muslims. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whoever does not have mercy towards people, believers and non-believers. Believers and non-believers. Dealing with someone who's not a believer, that should not be the source of hatred. Muslims, we do not have any place for hatred in our heart. Our heart are clean. And always Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam talk about things that clean your heart. You have to have a clean heart in order to be able to be obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to keep on going in this life in peace with people. Someone who is disbeliever, someone who's kafir, someone who's not Muslim, is a person who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, misguided, and created as an unbeliever. In the same way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could create me and create you in that situation, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had His mercy upon us and created us Muslims. What do we have to do? We have to let this person know about Islam, know what Islam is, know about the true Islam. All what they know about Islam is the deen of killing, but that's not true. Islam in any way does not give the right to Muslim to oppress someone who's not Muslim. A week ago or 2 weeks ago, one of the brothers asked me a question that's so weird and so funny. He told me, or asked me, I have brothers that I had arguments with them. They were arguing that they can get iPhone 7 from T-Mobile and they don't pay the bill after that. Why? Because the company is the company that's owned by someone who's an unbeliever. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. You are destroying what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam brought to humanity if you do such practice. We have nothing like that in Islam. Taking someone's right or oppressing someone because he's not a believer. We have the opposite. We have to keep the rights of everybody. Matter of fact, this is one of the 5 principles that we find it in Islam. Any order, any command that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala command us to do goes under 5 principles. One of them is hifdul mal, keeping the money, the property of people. You don't take it except in a right way, in a permissible way. You buy it. He gives you that thing as a gift, or he gives it to a sadaqah. But no way for you to get someone's money in an unpermissible way because he's not a believer, so that's permissible for you. In fact, in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as Aisha radiyallahu anha narrated, توفي النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ودرعه مرهونة عند يهودي. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam passed away. In his shield that he wore for the war, it was as collateral in the hand of a Jewish man, as daman, as collateral. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ bought food from him, but he didn't pay him that time. Maybe he doesn't have money. So he gave him his shield as collateral, daman, that if he doesn't pay him, he can keep that shield. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ never took it from him. And the companions, the Sahaba of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, after he passed away, no one went to that Jewish man and took that shield from him, claiming that you are not a believer, so you cannot keep the property of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. That's his right. That's his right. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave it to him. So we have to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have to understand the greatness of Islam, and we have to take advantage of the greatness of Islam. Islam is the deen of the peace, and it's the deen of keeping and protecting and and respecting the rights of the human and the rights of any creature that's not human. Even animals, they have rights upon us. We feed them, we give them. So the food you have, instead of wasting it, give it to the bird. Could be a way for you to go to paradise, but even in that, you don't know. You do your best to go to paradise. So this could be something that inshallah will ease the way for you to be admitted to paradise in the hereafter. The teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is to be generous with your guests. That's an Islamic value that's honored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and also honored by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But generosity does not mean extravagance. And also we have to be generous with the food that we have. Generosity is not just with the guests. The generosity also with the food by eating it all. That's how you will be generous. Truly to be generous, you have to eat all of your food. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam commanded the Sahaba, as Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu narrated in hadith quoted Sahih al-Imam Muslim, أمرنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم النسل تلقصع. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam commanded us to clear the plate. Your plate, clear it. Eat everything in that plate. Why? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, فَإِنَّكُمْ لَا تَدْرُونَ فِي أَيِّ طَعَامِكُمُ الْبَرَكَةِ. Because you do not know in what exact piece of the food the blessing is lying there, and the blessing is in that piece of the food. So you have to eat it all to be blessed and to get the blessings of that food. So this is how you become generous with your food. If you are spendthrift, so then you're a brother for the devils, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ كَانُوا إِخْوَانُ الشَّيَاطِينَ. Verily, the spendthrift are brothers for the devils. وَكَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ لِرَبِّهِ كَفُورًا. The shaitan is ever ungrateful to his Lord, ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the brotherhood between the spendthrifts and the devils is the brotherhood of the disbelief, al-kufr. But it's not the disbelief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have different types of the disbelief, al-kufr. One of them is disbelieving in the bounty, disbelieving in the ni'mah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you. So do not be disbeliever in that part. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you, be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's the key fact for you to be blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you more and more. وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you are grateful, I will give you more. Some people wonder why my life is going backward. I'm not successful as I used to be. Things are getting hard on me. My life is negative. Everything is bad. Maybe because of disbelief, your disbelief in the bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of them could be the food. You're not taking care of your food. You're wasting a lot of food. This is the ni'mah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. You use it according to your need. Whatever you need, that's what you're going to do. Then what are you going to eat? Not being spendthrift and wasting the food. Wasting it for no reason. You can keep it, pass it, give it to someone who's in need of it. You can give it to animals. You can give it to anyone who can benefit from that food. So fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and know that believing in the ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-imanu bin ni'mah, shukrun ni'mah. Being grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one of the key factors to make you successful in your life. So fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على خير خلق الله نبينا محمد النبي الأمين صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. حديثنا في هذه الخطبة حديث عن أمر عظيم، نعم الله سبحانه وتعالى. نعمة الله مسؤولية عليك، يجب عليك أن تؤدي شكرها ولا تكفر بها. يقول الله تبارك وتعالى: ولئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم. حديثي معكم عن نعمة عظيمة، وهي نعمة الطعام التي يغفل عنها كثير من الناس، لأن الله بارك لنا وأعطانا وأغدق علينا من نعمه، فلا نبالي بأهمية الطعام ولا نعرف قيمته وقدره. إن تتبعت سيرة المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم وأحاديثه لعلمت نعمة ربك عليه، ولعلمت كيف كان الناس يعانون، وكيف كان هدف المرء أن ينام مليء البطن. هذا همه الأكبر، ليس همه أن يبني بيتا أو يشتري سيارة أو يسافر أو يفعل كذا. همه الوحيد أن ينام وبطنه مليء بالطعام. هذا همه الأكبر. أما نحن الآن فالله سبحانه وتعالى بارك لنا ويسر لنا لنا وعندنا من أنواع الأطعمة والله بها عليم، نأكل في كل وقت نريد ونشرب في كل وقت نشاء، فهذه نعمة عظيمة من الله عز وجل لا بد أن نؤدي شكرها. لكن كثيرا منا نفعل العكس، نبذر ونسرف، وخاصة عندما يتعلق الأمر بدعوة الناس وإعداد الطعام للضيوف. كثير من الناس يظن أن إكرام الضيف يعني التبذير، أني أعد أصناف الأطعمة والمأكولات الشهية وأضعها في الطاولة وفي المائدة وإن كان عدد الناس قليلا، عندي ضيفين وأعد طعاما يكفي ل20 شخصا، والناس يظنون أن هذا كرم، لكن هذا خطأ، هذا تبذير، وهذا أمر لا بد أن ننتبه له. ليس هناك مانع شرعا أن تعدد في أصناف الأطباق وأصناف الأطعمة التي تعدها للضيف، لكن يكون طعامك في حدود المعقول وفي حدود طاقة الضيوف، لا يتعدى طاقتهم ويصل إلى التبذير. الله سبحانه وتعالى ضرب مثالا في سورة النحل عن قرية كانت آمنة مطمئنة يأتيها رزقها رغدا من كل مكان فكفرت بأنعم الله. ماذا حصل؟ فأذاقها الله لباس الجوع والخوف بما كانوا يصنعون. فلا بد أن نتقي الله سبحانه وتعالى في ذلك. أمر مهم أيضا وهو إضاعة الطعام بعد أن يبقى، هذا أمر معلوم وأمر ملاحظ. بعد الولائم أو بعد الأكل أو بعد إعداد الطعام للأسرة ما يبقى منه يرمى. لماذا ترميه؟ لماذا ترميه؟ هذا قد يكون بابا لك للجنة. ألم تعلم أن امرأة من بني إسرائيل كما جاء في الحديث الصحيح عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنها سقت كلبا، وكانت امرأة